This Indonesian couple thought buying a home off plan and early meant getting a bargain. Instead, they're still paying every month for a property that's been left unfinished. For Hafsa and Jody in Bandung, their dream home became a costly lesson in financial planning when your developer leaves you in the lurch. The couple, both in their 20s, bought the property just after getting married last year. They thought it would be a good investment for their future.
Kami memutuskan untuk beli rumah ini karena lokasi perumahannya strategis. Untuk harga di daerah Kota Bandung masih terhitung di bawah pasaran. Di bawah 1 miliar, jadi bisa dibilang harganya terjangkau. Karena masih dalam tahap pembangunan, jadi ada diskon kalau kami beli saat itu.
They trusted the developer because it was partnered with a bank.
Developer membantu KPR kami ke bank karena mereka sudah bekerja sama dengan pihak bank. Dan untuk sistem pengambilan rumah lebih aman jika developer sudah ada kerjasama dengan bank. Dibandingkan developer yang berdiri sendiri tanpa bank, jadi bayar atau nyicil ke pihak developer langsung itu jadi lebih bahaya sih.
But that sense of safety didn't last. Even with a bank partnership, things went badly wrong. Their mortgage was 600 million rupiah over 25 years. Each month, they paid 3.6 million to the bank, plus another 3 million to Hafsa's grandfather, who'd helped with the down payment. That was about 6.6 million a month, a third of their combined income. Then, life changed, and with it, their finances. Hafsa got pregnant while in between jobs and found it difficult to land a new role. That reduced their income by 50%. They survived on a tight budget. Government nutrition packs for pregnant women helped them get by.
Pengaturan uang 150.000 per minggu untuk makan, paling itu kita
lebih ke bahan-bahan makanannya sih, kayak kangkung, kita beli tahu, tempe untuk sehari-harinya. Bisa juga pakai telur atau ayam pun masih bisa sih.
Their monthly repayments now took up more than 60% of their reduced income. And then, midway through the pregnancy, construction stopped.
Masalah dengan developer mulai pada bulan Juni. Waktu itu tidak ada proses pembangunan atau mangkrak, pihak developer tidak bisa dihubungi dan tidak memberi informasi penjelasan. Kantor resmi developer juga ditutup atau kosong. Kami saat itu lumayan cukup stres dan mencoba mencari jalan keluar lain.
In Indonesia, this happens so often, there's even a word for it. The housing project had become mangkrak, unfinished, unresponsive, and uncertain. Hafsa and Jody are not alone. According to Indonesia's Consumer Protection Agency, housing complaints rose by nearly 30% last year. Many are linked to unfinished projects and overstretched buyers. But even though construction stopped, they had to continue paying for the mortgage. They considered defaulting on their loan, but that too came with a cost.
Jika kami ingin membatalkan, bank kasih opsi untuk tidak membayar cicilan selama 6 bulan dan rumah akan disita dan BI checking kami rusak. Untuk opsi lain tersedia, dari pihak bank akan terus memantau pihak pengembang sampai pembangunan selesai. Kami harus membayar cicilan walaupun belum ada kepastian.
They pushed back and won a small victory. The developer agreed to cover their loan repayments until the house is ready. But no one can say when that will be. What else could Hafsa and Jody have done? Experts say in such situations, it's best to negotiate informal loans first. In this case, Hafsa could have asked her grandfather for more flexible repayment terms. Second, the couple could have requested a loan restructuring from their bank. But the money they had already paid till then, about 30 million rupiah, would be lost regardless. Defaulting would only harm them in the long run and should only be considered if the project was completely abandoned.
Kalau mau
mempertimbangkan gagal bayar, tentu saja harus mikirin juga konsekuensinya. Yang pertama, kredit skornya buruk, kemudian susah cari kerja ya, karena sekarang perusahaan akan ngecekin nih slik dari calon pegawainya. Lalu yang ketiga, tentu saja ya urusannya nggak selesai-selesai, sehingga ini semua emang harus diselesaikan dengan baik-baik.
Financial planners say what happened to Hafsa and Jody could happen to anyone unless you take these steps first.
Setidaknya ada dua hal ya. Yang pertama adalah kita harus survei developernya, teliti banget-banget. Mereka berizin atau tidak, terus udah gitu ada review dari hasil pembangunan sebelumnya dan juga review dari konsumen sebelumnya. Yang kedua adalah si konsumen ini harus memastikan bahwa mereka punya kemampuan untuk mencicil maksimal 30-35% dari penghasilan. Udah ngumpulin dana darurat atau belum? Gitu. Artinya kalau misalnya tadi tiba-tiba penghasilannya dihilang setengah, tapi kalau misalnya ada dana darurat minimal 6 bulan atau 12 bulan, setidaknya ini bisa nge-backup cicilannya akan tetap berjalan selama 6-12 bulan ke depan. Jadi mudah-mudahan ketika nanti kita membeli rumah impian, ini beneran jadi rumah impian kita, bukan malah menjadi beban.
Authorities are now compiling a blacklist of irresponsible developers whose projects have left thousands of buyers stranded. But that's come too late for Hafsa and Jody, now a family of 3. They've extended their rental until the end of 2025. This means they are paying rent, a housing loan, and supporting a newborn, all at the same time.